You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
That's right, a legend.
Russell Simmons.
Uncle Rush.
Uncle Rush.
What up? He's an inspiration of mine for a lot of different reasons. One, he don't give a f***. Two, he cares about people. And three, he's still out here smashing these hot models.
No, I'm not. My girl's right there in the corner right there.
She's a hot model, isn't she?
Yeah, she is a model.
She's beautiful.
Right.
Watch your eyes.
Okay, I said I should have said model, not plural.
And maybe not smashing.
I'm sorry.
Maybe not smashing.
To smithereens.
Yes.
Just two smithereens.
Making love.
What do you say, sweetie?
Should let him slide.
Jamie, get the pretty girl on camera. She is beautiful. Lord have mercy.
Damn, Charlamagne.
Where'd you meet her, on Twitter?
You stupid.
Instagram. In the
She's
DM.
supposed to be working today, but she happened not to be working, so she's hanging out, so whatever.
Okay.
It's whatever.
Word.
Now tell us about this vegan thing that you're doing.
Oh,
As soon as I hear vegan, I
This
think
vegan
of
thing.
disgusting.
It's a new book, actually.
I'm gonna bring you a meatball sandwich, right? And I'm gonna have you a tuna melt, and I'm gonna have you a Caesar, chicken Caesar, and some other stuff to make you to change your mind today in a little bit that's coming through.
Okay.
But the reason I'm doing this book is because our government gives the meat industry $30 billion a year, and they give the vegetable industry $17 million, not billion. So $30 billion. And the destruction of the planet, for real, that's going to happen right now. You know, it's being there twice of all the trains, planes, and automobiles, just cows farting. And it's giving cancer. We have twice the amount of cancer, 3 times the amount of diabetes, 3 times the amount of heart disease is rampant. And black women, 20 years old, 50% of them have some form of heart disease developing or have, and it's developing. And this is the factory farming industry feeding us poison and being subsidized by our government. So I share this with our community. I give to charity. You know, I don't keep no book money.
Right.
My books go to charity. And I wrote this book to inform our community, just like save lives. I just went to AJ's funeral, right? And he had colon cancer, right? He and Joey Robinson died the same week. They're in the 50s, right? That's the meat they're eating. That's the animal products they're eating. You know, and it upsets me to see us dying when we don't have to. And, also living weak lives, like living bad lives after a certain age, right? And I just want us to live better and longer. So that's why I wrote the book. The book's called A Happy Vegan. It hit the stores today.
But do you think, as far as causing cancer, does it make a difference if you're eating products that are organic, or is it that it's processed
but a lot of what they
chemicals?
say is organic, is really bad. And in places around the world where people don't eat meat, there's a whole lot less cancer. That's first. Of course, processed meat is worse, right? If you eat, you could eat barbecue beef, and it's like 20 cigarettes a day.
I heard you say that
20
before.
cigarettes
Is that
a
true?
day. Yeah. Would you give your kids 20 cigarettes a day?
No.
The amount of carcinogens you're ingesting, eating that as 30 of protein.
So why doesn't it come with a warning? Shouldn't it come with a warning?
People think the FDA is looking out for you? They're telling you milk is a food group. You're lactose intolerant. If you're black or if you're Jewish, especially, and if you're white, mostly, you are lactose intolerant. There's nothing good. You're not getting calcium from milk. Milk does not do a body good. So what I did is I wrote a book that's simple. My daughters always laugh at my books because she thinks they're simple. She said my book was remedial at best. That was the last book.
Right.
And she was 11 when she said that. But I write a simple book that you could digest the idea, and also a simple book that you could do it and save a lot of money being vegan, because the idea that being vegan is expensive is a misconception, So I just wanted to clear that up and show people how they can have stuff that we like. You know what I mean? Like the sandwiches I'm bringing y'all, the scrambled tofu with cheese I'm bringing y'all today is going to make y'all happy. It's like this, I could do this.
But don't that defeat the purpose, though? Like, if it's meatballs, it's meatballs. Like,
It's not meat, though.
No,
It's meat.
it's rice protein and soy protein, but mostly this is pretty wheat protein, soy protein, rice protein, and it's going to taste, you're going to like the way it tastes. And it's healthy, and it won't give you cancer.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? That's the most important thing, right?
There's a lot of misconceptions out there, though. I remember I used to eat a lot of Morningstar products, right? Like the Morningstar ground beef and all of that.
Yeah.
But then people say a lot of that is processed, too. And
you got to go places like Beyond Meat is very, very healthy. There's a lot of companies that are studying, there's 40,000 plants on the planet, and there are people now, plant biologists, studying these plants to find out ways to do to replace the meat that you're eating because you're so used to eating meat.
Right.
So they have all these research companies doing this work. Beyond Meat is one of them, and it's available pretty much everywhere, and it's a lot healthier.
What about fish?
But I would say that the Morningstar products, though, is still way better than if you ate chicken.
Right.
Because chicken is full of it's full of antibiotics, growth hormones, Prozac, a lot of Prozac. They get
These chickens
Prozac,
got 2 heads, 4 legs.
and it's full of so much poison. So you're better off even if you end up with some Morningstar or something. You're way, way better off than if
What
you
about
ate this.
seafood?
A whole other set of problems. I mean, the book's a happy vegan. It's very simple. Yes, a lot of the fish is either mercury and all the poisons that are in the ocean.
But you still like fish.
Huh?
Fish is one of your weaknesses, right?
Once in a blue moon, but I don't. Yeah, I admit that in the book. A lot of animal activists like, why would you write that? Because every so often
keeping it
I
real.
cheat. I'm keeping it honest. But it's like, no, the factory farming fish is horrible, and 60% of it's factory farming fish.
What if they took these animals?
Antibiotics and crap all in that, like your salmon and all that. That's horrible. They got new growth hormones that the president just approved. And the reason that they approve it, here's the point. Like the government subsidizing meat. Say meat's $1 and say fish is $1. I mean, and say vegetables are $1 by today's standard. They make the meat 30 cents and the vegetables $1.70. And that has to do with the government subsidizing the meat industry. It's like the poison that we get in every case when it comes to government and money. It's like the prison industrial complex locking us up. It's like the tax codes. It's like everything in this country controlled by money and the lack of people's influence or control over our government. That's why I occupy, because they're poisoning you, and the FDA don't give nothing about you. They give about you, period.
So what if they raise the meat just the right way? No chemicals, no hormones, no steroids.
It would take enough grass to make grass-fed cows to circle this earth 4 or 5 times just to make those kind of cows. 99.5% of the meat that you eat is factory farm. And also, like, the last thing people don't care about, but I got to share this because it's why I went vegan, for compassionate reasons. When they say dominion over the animals, I wrote a letter to the Pope, but I was having other problems, so I didn't really let it out. But I wrote this letter to the Pope. You talk about women can't be in a pulpit, and you talk about you have an opinion about gays, but dominion over the animals. When you have 100 billion animals and 10 billion in America birthed into the worst, through factory practices, including rape and anything you can imagine, just to make life abusive, horrible, short life, just to destroy the entire planet, just to poison the people of the planet, and to cause a karmic disaster that is the exact opposite of dominion over the animals. When you do that, the Pope should say something, but so should all of us recognize the obvious. We're poisoning ourselves and the planet.
The Pope might like chicken.
He might, because that's just what we're programmed to do, But I'm not programmed, I'm not a program type, and that's not what I do.
So what was your start for being a vegan? Like, what did you see that said, I'm not going to eat this meat anymore?
I saw a Diet for a New America. It was a video about 20 years ago, and I've been vegan about 18 years, and it was horrible, man. It's just like the way, and people right now are seeing the brunt of it, because again, we're dying in massive numbers. We have 3 times the amount of diabetes in black community, way more than the rest of the world. We have much higher rate of heart disease. We have a much higher rate of cancer. The Western diet is killing us. And in the rest of the world, it's trying to, they tell you, as black people, you like pork and all that, pig feet and all. But we came over, we were vegetarians. We were vegan. They had to go get beans to bring them back to feed the slaves. Slaves would not eat that. They tell the Irish, what is it, Irish meal? What is it? It's the cabbage, corned beef and cabbage. Ain't no corned beef. Cabbage, but there was no corned beef. They write home like, oh my God, we got meat, This idea that that's part of your diet, culturally, no matter where you're from, is not true. People are not meant to eat that kind of meat, So we're killing ourselves, and I just wanted to share, I wrote the record.
You think humans are carnivores or herbivores, naturally?
I think naturally, it's in all the scripture not to eat. Even the Jews said be vegan.
Because animals eat animals.
Yeah, animals eat animals. Yeah. They got different teeth from you, too.
And not all of them do.
Not all of them do, of course not. But I'm saying, they have different teeth.
But I'm saying they don't all eat animals.
Different digestive systems. And it's not, and again, I want to go back to the fact that 99% of the meat you eat, and you're never going to bump into some grass-fed meat. You got to really pay for it and find it. And all this, when they say it's organic and all this, so many loopholes. And,
right, I know.
And the government is paid to allow those loopholes. And and they poison us.
A lot of my friends that have become vegan tell me they feel a lot lighter. They have a lot more energy. They just feel healthier once they've.
Well, I lost 20 pounds almost 20 years ago, and I ain't never got it back just from changing my diet.
See, that's what we were talking about earlier, changing your diet.
Does it make it say? They say your blood flows better. It makes your erections harder.
Oh yeah, I'm doing good.
As his
I feel like
laughing over here.
She is. Is she laughing?
She was laughing.
Oh, she got a big smile on her face. Okay, Rush. Okay.
Could you date somebody that wasn't vegan?
Huh?
Or
Well,
is
she's
that-
not fully vegan, right, baby? She ain't fully. I mean, I don't.
Meat. Oh, she's a good girl. Oh, she is
No.
player. Oh my God.
No, but the book.
It's very true, though. It's actually really true. Like, even reading.
Put your lips on the mic, baby. Just come to the mic.
Hey.
What? I told her put her lips on the mic. What you talking about?
I mean, even reading like the first chapter, it was like talking about compassion. I think that's something that made me think about it differently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think a lot of people think it's just a fad, or especially like in my industry, like, oh, I'm vegan for like to look good. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's something, but compassionate reasons for like the animals and for each other, for like what Russell is saying about cancer and the disease, it's rampant. I think just looking after ourselves and each other, that's really what got me.
You got any sisters? Me and my wife looking for a friend.
Is your wife aware of this?
Does your wife know?
She'll understand.
Baby, he's not saying like the friend. He's like looking for, anyway.
She's in Australia.
Yeah, go ahead.
And
Now, Uncle Rush, do you find it harder to meditate now since there's so many distractions in the world? For all the social media sites and
No, I feel like meditation is something that you do. You could do it on the subway, you could do it in the cave. The idea of going to an ashram to meditate, I close my eyes anywhere and meditate. Mm-hmm. The noise comes and goes, and that's the idea of it. You want to be in moving meditation. You want to be able to operate in this environment, as a moving meditator, without too much emotion or sadness. You don't carry no weight. Be happy all the time. So just moving prayer, so you meditate so the world can come and go, and without causing sickness and sadness, and and the more present you are, the more exciting all of the things are. The excitement that the distractions, you see them for what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something you need to do in a crowded environment.
Right. Now, she mentioned compassion about animals, and everybody got mad at RZA the other day because RZA said that all lives matter.
Yeah,
and he
but he didn't mean all lives like white lives versus black lives.
Yeah,
we know
brought up
white lives
animal
matter,
life.
obviously. But he meant animals
He
too.
brought up animals, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I feel 100% like they'd be mad at me too. I'm with RZA on that. I feel like, y'all like, people are soft. They can't really do nothing. Like, could you chop an animal's head off? Like, this is my chicken. I'm gonna chop it. You can't even
I've done
do
it,
it.
sir. I'm from the country.
He's
I'm
from
from South
South
Carolina.
Carolina.
All right, well, I'm saying,
chased them down.
But then again, people electrocute dogs, whatever. They do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
And they confuse themselves. Like when you look inside as a meditator, go back to that. You don't want to hurt. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that. The world might put people in gas chambers. The world might do ethnic cleansing.
Yeah.
The world might, but when you think in your heart with that little piece of God inside of you says, no, I don't want to do that. And you don't need to, especially if you're only making yourself sick and destroying the planet, then you don't want to do it. There's no good reason to eat animals. I'm 60. Look at her. Like she just said, right? She started giggling. You said,
That's the reason. Uncle
right?
Rush.
When we start talking about, am I handling my job? Of course I'm handling my job.
There you go, right.
At 60. You know what I mean?
You still
And
want to bang women like this at 60? Be a vegan. That should be the motto.
Right.
That should be the campaign.
I'm saying, but it's not.
End the story. You don't need there you go.
I knew y'all would
pictures.
put that.
Give me a picture book in that.
Right.
Now, you talked about milk earlier. What about drinking almond milk or something like
I
that?
drink almond milk.
Okay,
I had
so
almond
that's
milk
fine
and
because
cornflakes this morning.
that's what I drink too. I can't drink regular milk, but I just want to make sure. I don't know.
All of us are lactose
I
intolerant.
am.
Everybody.
I drink almond milk too.
But everybody's lactose intolerant. They tell you milk does not do a body good. That's bullshit. That's not real. And that's like they will sell and that's what I'm saying. People think that someone's looking out for them. They tell you something is a food group. It's not a food group that you need. It's a food group that they're selling. They're being paid for. They're being paid to tell you.
Right.
So, we got to realize that we got to look out for ourselves. We really can't trust the government to protect us. We can trust the government, in this case, to poison us if we follow their lead. So we just got to take care of ourselves.
Charlamagne was drinking breast milk over the weekend.
Yeah, my wife just had a baby. She's 5 months. And she had forgot her pump at home.
He wasn't drinking clear because he's going to think you're weird.
Nah, I heard that before from my man. I don't really Not condone it. I don't do it.
But this is what I don't understand. How come we were raised off human breast milk, but then we get off it and start drinking dairy products? Like that makes no sense.
Well, the cows don't drink cow
Right.
milk.
We're not supposed to drink
calves
animal
drink
milk.
it. You know what I mean? Because they grow so quick or whatever, so they drink it. But the cows don't. They would never. Right? They don't do that.
Yeah.
So cows don't drink cow milk. You shouldn't.
Human
Period.
breast milk is actually tasty. It's sweet.
I don't.
Come
See,
on,
here we
you
go.
Come on,
man.
it's really gross.
My wife forgot her pump. Her breasts were
What
hurting.
are you doing? Like sucking it and putting it in the
That's it.
bottle?
I sucked in I spit it in the sink. Because we had just came home. We was down
This
south,
is
so we were
so
staying out of town.
nasty.
So she didn't have her pump with her. So I was sucking her breast,
start it up so the
spitting
baby
the
can
milk in the
start.
sink.
Why did you spit it out? Why didn't you drink
So the
it?
baby
I
can
didn't want to
start.
swallow it. I was drunk too, and then I was just thinking about
I was
milk. I thought the
drunk,
So
milk
you
was
had
mess
your
my
drunk,
stomach
so you
up.
had your liquor, your mouth that had liquor on it.
That's
on
for the
breast?
baby, for
the
God's sake. The
baby?
baby got to suck that.
I had to help my wife, Uncle Rush.
My
Her
nigga,
breasts were
some
hurting.
The
private.
baby was drunk. Now let's talk politics. What do you think about Donald Trump? Because he's
That's your guy, though. It was your guy.
he was your guy.
Well, you know, the stuff he's saying is hurtful. I kind of hope he wins the Republican primary. That way we can, maybe Bernie Sanders could knock him off. I mean, even,
Okay, so are you supporting Bernie now? Because I heard you on Combat Jack Show. You said you wish Hillary.
I wish that Hillary would adopt a lot of his ideas. I
Yes.
mean, Trump said one good thing. It was funny, too, and I watched it. You know how funny it is. So he says, money corrupts some people. Good people get corrupt by money. He looks around. He sees all the rest of the whores on the podium. He's the only one who's not controlled at this moment. He's saying horrible. He's not controlled, but, Bernie Sanders is the same. He says that 1/10 of 1% of the people getting all the paper, and people are starving. And he's saying we need to change that. And he's not controlled, you know what I mean? And that's important, that he's getting money from little sources, and he's building up a little bank, and people are supporting that. And it's just that people are afraid of the lobby. The lobby runs our country. The money runs our country, not the people. So our democracy is flawed. You need somebody to get in there. I mean, they can't make Congress or Senate not be controlled, but that's just our system. At least people can speak up against Citizens United and stop that. And about Donald, it's showing us he's a voice for the Tea Party, right? A lot of it.
Right.
A lot of the hate,
Right.
a lot of the fear is coming out through him, and people are using him as their representative. And it's a piece of America. It's only a piece of the Republican Party. It's a big enough piece to destroy them in the race, and that might be good.
Were you surprised that he made it this far and that he had this many supporters? Because I really didn't think
It's
it was going to last
disappointing.
as
I was
long
surprised,
as
too.
it did.
It's disappointing that, especially me, my job is I had 50 countries where I have imams and rabbis share podiums, and I have Jews and Muslims work together to help the poor in a lot of those countries, and you have hundreds of programs. So that's my job. So when he said the thing about Muslims and also about any racial group, what he said about the Mexicans, horrible stuff, And I'm surprised that so many Americans support that kind of hate, and he's fueling that hate. Because once people can get out in the open, like a lot of stuff is quiet, you know what I mean? Like there's institutional racism. People act like it's gone almost, But he's bringing it to the forefront. And I think people are kicking and screaming as the world changes also. You got to look at like all the progressive things that have happened. A black president, more gay rights, more, all of these things happening are annoying some people to the point where they actually have a voice. A minute ago, they were kind of quiet. So they're kicking and screaming on their way out, I hope. That's the way I feel about it. And he's an example that there's still a lot to weed out. People are going to die, whatever. They're going to disappear.
So why not just back Bernie if you like his philosophies? Because you said you want Hillary to adopt some of his philosophies. Why not back Bernie?
Well, the reason is because I want to win. I backed Dennis Kucinich over the president, at one point. I mean, just because his ideas, I wanted him discussed. So let him discuss his ideas. At this point, Obama was right where Bernie was. So Bernie could end up the nominee. I have not endorsed Hillary, who's my friend since I was the first one to give a fundraiser for her in my crib when she was running for senator.
I don't like a lot of things Hillary is doing. It's like she tries to cater to black people in the corniest ways, like mispronouncing Beyonce's name, whipping and nay-naying. Like, that's just whack to me. Like, that's not real.
She's a politician to the core. She don't have the same charm as her husband. She can beat Trump, but so can Bernie. And if Bernie was, really take fire. So I'm gonna sit around. I'm not doing any work for anybody right now. So, but
You think Bernie's too old? That's the only thing that concerns me.
Well, if
about
he's
Bernie.
running against the wrong candidate, he could lose because of it. I don't think his ideas are old. His ideas are progressive. I don't think anything's bad about him, except, we just got to have a candidate that can win.
Right.
Because we can't afford to reverse a lot of the good work that's been done. Here come the food, kids.
Okay.
Now, as an OG who's been around, does it shock you the way America seems to to us, it seems like it's going backwards.
I like your interview with Mr. Farrakhan, by the way.
I love that brother.
Oh, man, that's my father. My second father. I'm going to speak to him in an hour. about
Great
his
interview.
life story. I love him, man. My whole life, he like in my corner in Hollis, we had a mosque, steak and take, we had a cleaners, and we had a rehab, all run by the nation. And
Hollis or what?
Huh?
Hollis or what?
Hollis 250th Street.
250.
Right. So we had all that, and that was the only people like church people didn't say, why are you selling drugs? It was the nation.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that? And that was them. And all lives they saved, hundreds of thousands of black lives that they've saved. And he's saved. It's my, he's my hero, one of my heroes. People get shocked when I say it, like it turns me into an anti-Semite. But
how do your Jewish friends react?
They don't
to your
really like him
relationship?
that much. But you know what? I mean, look, I love everybody, and I think that what he's done to save lives is so important in the black community. How could you overlook that and say, I don't like him because he said something a few years ago that wasn't quite right? I mean, to them, I feel like, that's my man. Abe Foxman don't scare me. I ain't scared of, the ADL or nobody. I fight anti-Semitism on a regular basis all around the world, so it's kind of hard to call me an anti-Semite because I love somebody else. My friends ain't got to like each other, basically.
But they still my friends.
Exactly.
What happened with the rush
Bring
card?
the food in. Let's bring this food in. Go ahead.
That's a good question. I don't blame nobody because I took all the bricks myself.
Yeah, you did. You sure
But you
did.
see the other companies have gone out 2 outages all at one time. It was a huge outage just now. And it was during a transition. It was a horrible period for me, one of the worst periods of my life that some people were separated from their money. There was at one point 100,000 people. And within a few days, it was 5,000 people or 10,000. But then it went to 2. And, but even 1,000 people on Instagram, you feel like,
Right,
You know
because
what I
they're
mean?
all going
They
in.
were
it's
attacking
horrible,
you.
but they were attacking me. But I took the bricks. I'm hopeful that my partners will step up, and really help us. Because what I really want to do is so much innovation that's not done. Like this virtual bank. Banks don't like us very much because we're a lot cheaper than banks for a lot of people. And we had a gold star in the Consumers Report. You can't get a gold star. You can't buy that. So we're one of the very best companies, and we're back to being one of the very best companies. But I still want, when you swipe your card, I want you to get credit. And the credit unions are not accepting the data. If somebody's been paying their rent religiously for 8 years and RushCard has all that data, why can't that help build credit? And other companies like us.
Why won't allow it? Why not?
Because they don't. And so I might have to build a credit union that reports so you can get a house. So I need partners in that. And I think some of my partners at $100 billion companies could be helpful in forcing some of the innovation, some of the ideas I have. Like when we did card-to-card transfer, instead of wiring money, and we do it at 59 cents, that's an innovation.
Right.
Or if we did giving you money 2 days early before your check clears, that's an innovation. And if we help build credit, and if we help build insurance of different kinds, and if we help build, I have a lot of innovation on my roadmap. Some of that stuff needs a lot of work by a lot of people. And I want to get more collaboration by some of the big companies that really, although they may do some work for this industry, they just kind of check in their background. They see us coming up on them. This virtual banking industry is becoming more popular by the day, and they have to be in it.
Right.
But the actual idea of helping the people that need this industry, not only the ones who want it and are using it, is not really on the forefront of their mind. So I'm going to kind of force that as part of my work that I'm doing going forward.
You could buy a house with a rush card?
You can buy anything with a rush card, but I'm pointing.
He's talking about building credit.
Building credit.
to be able
Like
to
when
get
you-
a mortgage.
Yeah, when you swipe, you should be able to get credit. You should be able to get health insurance or help. There should be all kinds of programs.
Right.
There should be coupons attached. You should know what your discount is every week. I mean, if somebody else has an innovation in my industry, I steal it right away. But most of it's mine. I built this industry. There's many cards that compete, but I built it. And it was an idea that I had for people who used to be online at check cashing places. So it has evolved. It's evolving always.
You got a
And I
black
wanna-
rush card, right?
Huh?
You got a black rush card.
Yeah, I
don't
got a
you?
black rush card. But the idea is worn out. I use it.
You use your rush card?
Why would I
Don't
not?
use no rush card, Uncle Russ.
What is that? Look how worn out that is.
He's going to steal those numbers.
Stop
Watch
playing.
out. Put it down.
Oh, and I got unlimited too. You don't want that. But anyway,
You still keep condoms in your wallet? What is up with
so
you, bro?
please, these are
Why are
old.
you all
these
in
are
his
old
wallet?
condoms.
Damn, you know
Let me
what?
see the expiration date on that.
I get
I don't
You better
need.
not use those.
Yeah, you can
Why?
have that,
Why
man.
did you tell him not to use
It's old.
This
It's
is
old.
the
Probably so
smallest
old.
goddamn condom I've ever seen.
That's what. That,
Oh.
this is. I know you can carry a Magnum and girls think, oh, he got a Magnum, but Magnum is tighter than
Now,
this.
and I don't like
I know Magnum is tight on my. You know
guys that wear magnums that don't need them are the
condoms in his
worst.
wallet.
Stop. Why would
He
you?
is from the hood. The Hollis has not left this man at all.
That's a vegan condom.
Honey, those are old. That's old.
She's
I never know when I might have to get it popping.
Lucy, that's old. Why would you do that, nigga? For real, that's a horrible thing to
Well, at
do.
least he's using condoms.
You know what I meant to ask you? Russ?
She's like, we ain't never used condoms. So what you got to
want
know
that for?
We actually had that conversation last. Not about that.
Come on, get to the microphone again. Hold on.
Wait, you had a conversation about him using condoms?
A convo about what? Not using condoms?
Wait, what about the book? I forgot.
He's vegan. You don't have to
Leave
use
that go.
condoms with
Let that
vegans.
go. Just the point is
As
that-
long as that's not a lambskin.
Huh? No.
Vegan.
No. Let's not talk
I got
about
you.
that. I don't even know why you. This is the chicken. Look at this. This is chicken Caesar salad. One person,
Okay.
right? I just want to let y'all know you can do this because there's nothing to it. You know what I mean? It's like, and after a while, your taste palate
Hot
evolves.
food.
Just
So
like
what
you
is the
wear
chicken
skinny
made
jeans
of?
from baggy jeans, and you wonder how you can get your nuts in a skinny jean, right? But this is like getting baggy jeans. It's easy. When you get into this, when you move this way,
I thought it's about
you
condoms.
get used to it, and it's like other stuff starts tasting like poison. Like you can't drink Coca-Cola, right? I can't drink one without feeling like I'm drinking battery acid,
Right.
right? Because it's battery acid.
Have
No,
you
is
ever
it-
drink,
But I
listen,
know.
Have you ever drank battery acid? Why do people say that? We don't know what battery acid tastes like.
Look at that. What is this? Sausage and whatever? Scrambled tofu with
What
sausage.
is the chicken
in it.
made out of, Unc? If it's not chicken.
Soy?
It's rice and soy and a bunch of other stuff.
Here's some
Right,
hot
but see,
food.
the
Here's a
dressing
tuna
makes it-
melt.
The tuna melt,
I think.
right? And a meatball sandwich. I'm just saying, I want y'all to see. Here, take that tuna melt, kid.
Unc, you got French toast, syrup. That's French toast, right?
Oh, that's what that is. French toast and scrambled tofu, yeah. So the point I make is easy, though, especially in New York and L.A. and
Right.
Chicago and all. You got Soul Vegetarian in Chicago. The black Jews got that. There's a lot of restaurants. But if you in the hood, right, you can't tell me ain't no Chinese restaurant that don't have curry, broccoli, and tofu, or eggplant, black bean sauce, and you can put, fried rice and brown rice, and
Tofu something. Tuna melt.
that's a
You
tuna
over there flirting
melt.
with your girl, Unc.
No, I'm sharing. I'm being nice.
That's all right. I ain't gonna go into it.
I'm
Whatever.
married, man. Don't worry about it.
Unc said you ain't got the money to with him, dog.
Right.
All right? You can't show her what he can show her. Okay?
You know what I meant to ask? When they were getting on what's his name, Tiger, for dating Kylie.
Kylie.
I always remember when you first started dating Kimora, she was young as well.
She was the same age as Ty. She was 17, I was 34. She turned 18, and we went to St. Bart's for vacation.
But it's legal in New York, though. In New York, you can be 17.
Well, I don't know.
Seinfeld was
She turned 18, and we went to St. Bart's. And it was all good. We were together 15 years. We had two beautiful children. They're in Switzerland boarding school. They're doing very well. They're A students.
Your daughters are beautiful. Is it crazy to see them all grown up on the gram and everything?
It's a lot. Yoki just got on Instagram, but she's different. She's like, this is the book I'm reading. Ming is getting to be like a little.
Ming is like
That's
bathing
why I'm
suit. I
glad
was
she's
like-
away in boarding school.
She's grown.
Because a Beverly Hills kid come from a rich mom or a famous mother and all that. That's a lot. So, but she's really, really doing well in school, and I'm very proud of both of them.
Do you keep your daughters away from guys like you and Tiger? Just
They're not there yet, so we're not dealing with that.
Got you.
But Yoki's 13, want to go to college already because she's like a genius. She didn't get that from me, obviously, right? I didn't even finish college, but
stop it. You're one of the smartest people we know.
Just built the empire,
Yeah, college doesn't mean that you're a genius.
no, but I mean, but
necessarily,
she's a genius. 'Cause
she could
she's
get being a
diagnosed a
genius.
genius, you know,
really?
and
Okay.
both of them got 4.0s in school, one of the best schools in the world. So they're doing very well in terms of education and all. And what are you talking about? Guys? They're like a little young for guys right now. Kimora is a strict one. Like I don't really regulate or none of that because
Right.
Kimora, she's very strict. Like I know she had her foot on my neck for the entire marriage. I did what I was told. You know what I mean? I still do what I'm told. I'm outside of the marriage. I'm still.
Are you monitoring their Instagrams and social media?
I watch it, but I ain't gotta watch Yoki. I watch Ming. She don't do nothing crazy
Right.
because Mama watching. You know, and Mama's getting that ass.
She's not playing.
No, she don't play.
So what was your mindset at 30-something when you saw that 17-year-old? Like,
She was on the runway. I remember going backstage. I mean, she was a grown woman. I didn't know how old she was. She was
pretty
on
good.
the runway at a major fashion show. Naomi was in the show, and Cindy was in the show. It was a big fashion show, and she at the time was a big model. A grown, tall, 6-foot girl. I didn't know.
yeah.
Right.
And I remember Tyra say, "Stay away from him. He too old."
She
and
was
then
hating on you?
Tyra was in the wedding and became the godmother of the child. So, whatever, you know.
When she told you her age, what was your reaction?
When you be 18.
We'll go to St. Bart's.
I'm a red shirt until you turn 18.
No, but anyway, that was years ago. That's a long time ago.
Now, why you came in here with Subway salads telling us it's vegan?
Right, because y'all get Subway salads because, look at it. Taste this
shit
meatball
banging.
sandwich, baby. Taste that.
I don't even like meatballs in real life.
But with cheese
I'll
on
eat
them,
a
you
tuna
like,
melt, though.
like it with, okay, eat the tuna melt.
You know what it is? Because they have meatless bologna and all of that. I don't even really like real bologna. So,
So don't do it.
I'll eat chicken,
look,
though.
it's better not to have supplements. These substitutes even. You know, there's so much other stuff you could do. But I'm giving you
now
this
see, I like
because
this
I want
fake
This is how
bacon.
you convert people to let them know it's all good. You can move.
This is all right.
This is really good.
This is good.
What's the difference between being vegan and being vegetarian?
Well, vegan is no animal product at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't eat no dairy, no egg, no fish. I don't eat none of that. So
What is this?
that's a bacon egg sandwich. It looks like.
Oh, that's egg?
Well, it's not real egg, baby. It's
None of that's real, yeah.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem, though. But if it's not
Not
real,
bad.
isn't it just like eating like?
well, look.
the
That's why the
steroid
reason
stuff?
that the reason that they study in these 40,000 plants, like Beyond Meat, this company, the reason that they study these plants is to come up with alternatives. Like when you got horses pulling carriages, right, and a car comes, you don't need no horse no more. There's no reason that a pound of beef should be more water than you need to shower for a year. There's no reason for that, as much as we need water. There's no reason to destroy the environment, destroy the ozone layer. There's no reason to poison the people of the planet if you can do it with out of the vegetables, right?
Right.
True.
So we give people substitutes because they're used to eating a certain way, and then they can move away from even the substitutes. You just will have a plant-based diet. But in the short term, this is plant, soy is plant. All of the cheese diet and cheese is vegan and vegetarian and vegetable. So, it's what we do in the
pretty
short
good.
term. It's what and people feel comfortable doing it.
As a hip hop historian, do you feel like the hip hop ecosystem is where it needs to be? Because I heard you mention your top 5 on Combat Jack Show, and it was all like OG rappers.
Really?
And I feel like we don't do it.
I like
Drake.
I've been why I'm back and forth playing a lot because I was in the
Back to back.
I've been going that Creole therapy. You ever been there? The freeze. You try it yet? When you come to LA, I'm gonna take you. You go in this place and you freeze minus 240 degrees for like 2 minutes, and it's good for your circulation and all that. And you play a loud record. And I'm playing Drake back to back over and over again. I don't know why. So, but you like Drake. How
While
could
you
you
were
not like
frozen?
Drake? You can't not like his melody. If you don't like him, the melody will get you later. He might
Well,
get
Charlamagne
some-
wasn't a big fan of Drake, but he got
I
some
didn't like his
battles.
singing. I always
He's
liked
good
his
now.
rapping. I didn't like his singing.
He's a good rapper though. He proved something. in that.
But I'm just meaning in general, as far as like celebrating the legends. I don't feel like we do a good enough job of doing that in our culture.
Well, I think it's more than we've had in the history of black music because they're on the road. They still hustling. They still getting money. Curtis Blow is on the road doing a break somewhere right now in Europe.
Yeah.
So the fact that the artists are still working, is good, and a lot of them have moved on to other stuff. Over the years in this industry, we've had problems with that. Artists have a career, it's short-lived. They have nothing to do after. And they don't find new jobs, and you see them struggling. But a lot of them ain't struggling, and that's hip-hop. Hip-hop has been respected a lot more. EPMD is on the road somewhere, so I respect that, and I appreciate that, I should say more.
What's up with the Def Jam movie that's coming out?
Well,
You got Michael B. Jordan playing you, from what we heard.
yeah, I felt a little funny about that, but I seen a picture of the two of us, and I think that I could have looked like that. Like if I didn't eat like animals back then,
He was vegan 50 years ago.
right, I could have looked that good. It looked like the picture looked like that. 30 years ago, I could have looked like that. So he's good. I like him. I like Jonah Hill as Rick Rubin. I got to find a Leo Cohen, Kevin Love, whatever. But it's gonna go. I think it should go up to at least when we signed Kanye. 'Cause I remember him cursing me out, Damon Dash. My man came to me yelling at me, "Don't you know who he is?" Yeah, I know he was in on. No, he made Jay. He was yelling at me, and I put him on Def Poetry. And I remember I was still a chairman of Def Jam. And I signed the paperwork, So I went through a long period, and I seen a lot of stuff happen in Def Jam, And I want to tell all of that.
Right.
Who's one person you passed on?
A lot of people. I fucked up a lot.
More than
man.
one.
If I look back, Dougie Fresh. That's old, but I'm just giving you an example. I probably might have messed up. I don't think I really had a shot at, but I could have went after Nas, and I didn't do that. That's horrible from Queens. That's horrible.
that was
Then he ended up
That's
on
one of
Def
my
Jam way
heroes.
later.
How you passed up on Nas, Russ?
When it's, I don't know how. I don't even have no answer for that. That's like one of the dumbest things. But I'm saying it happens. You make mistakes.
What do you think about the phrase culture vulture? when you hear that phrase being used to discuss people that are not from the culture of hip hop but are making money off of it?
Well, I think it's up to the people of hip hop to make money off their own culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you know a lot about it, you should be, and if you're about it, then you should have more brains than somebody who's not about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that the honest representation of the culture lasts longer, works better, right? And so people who know the culture should do better. If you want to know why someone else is managing your artist and not you, it's because maybe you haven't. Let me tell you what I don't like. Like in Hollywood, where you feel there's no black people in charge of nothing. The black agent represents the black artist,
Right.
and that's it. And then the artist becomes big, and he ain't black no more. Like Denzel's no longer black. You know, Will Smith is no longer black. So and you can't really trust the dude who didn't grow when you grew. So you move. And that's not the artist's fault. I'm not blaming Denzel or Will. I'm giving you an example of what happens. And Hollywood is that way. We got to move when they move. You know what I mean? And we got to be able to not accept segregation. If you go to Hollywood and you're a comedian, you say, I'll see you on More Better Monday. I'm from Iowa. Like, I don't even know no black people. No, you're playing More Better Monday. You're playing Chocolate Sunday. You're playing Wild Wednesday. And the promoter doesn't integrate his own show. He accepts his role. The agent accepts his role. I don't accept my role. You know, I don't want us to accept our roles as, participants in 10% of the economics of Hollywood or of any industry. You know, and I think that's part of what we got to do to evolve, and we got to push for that, because also there's not only is a mindset amongst us, you got to push a little bit. You got to remind people. You know what I mean? I'm not shit. You know what I mean? And that other word, I almost never use it that way, but I'm not that. You know, I don't want to be that. I'm not accepting that. So I think that's what we got to do a little bit too.
So the Def Jam biopic is definitely happening?
Yeah, it's definitely.
Studio and everything?
Yeah, it's going to happen. University.
Now, Master P was up here and he was talking about his movie, and he was saying he's having a round table. Everybody has to come to the table, tell their story about what happened, so everything is accurate from whoever's point of view. Or if they have any discrepancies, they can get it out then. Are you having some of the artists and people involved going to come and have a round table like that?
Yeah, but it's they bought my book. This is the 5th time they bought my book. They have licensed my book.
Right.
5th time. 4 times Universal, 1 time Paramount.
Which one, Do You?
No, the book they licensed was Life and Death.
Life and Death,
Sex,
okay.
Drugs, Money, and God. And they've licensed that book a lot of times, and this time they're more aggressive. Obviously, that's like the Broadway show. People are fighting to finance it. I'm doing it with Rock of Ages.
Gotcha.
So it's people with Rock of Ages, Deaf Pictures Television presents, and it's going to be The Scenario is the name of it. And we got a great, Dan Charnas wrote it. It's very good. And people are fighting to make it. I think it's a time when they see profitability, and so the funding is free, you know. So that's.
Will you let people pick who they want to play them at least? You got to have John Sally play Mike Kaiser.
In that case, Mike Kaiser could play Mike Kaiser.
Mike Kaiser could play Mike Kaiser.
You can't see. You got somebody that can actually see.
Yeah, Leo did a great job, man. And people I think they don't really understand how much work he did and put in, you know. And he raised a lot of people, you know. Like Kevin Lyle was an intern, became a president. Mike Kaiser became a president. He was an intern. Julie Greenwald worked for nothing. Brett Ratner was like a lost slave. We sent him to the store, like, go get something, right? You know, and he funding all of Hollywood. I saw a lot of people rise, you know what I mean? And a lot came from Leo's management and style and the culture that I helped build, where we nurtured people, you know, and that's why the company is still alive and doing what it's doing.
Right.
And I'm proud of that. And I think I want that culture to be part of the movie. But it's about the artists. I mean,
how do you feel when you see
the
these artists nowadays beefing about being on their labels and saying, "Oh, Def Jam isn't doing anything for me," and Atlantic Records isn't doing anything?
That's always going to put a lead in your ass and drink a cup of tea, you know, jerking me, right? It's always going to be that. Y'all know that's from, of course.
Yes.
Right. So I'm saying, but they're always going to be artists and who are not satisfied with the amount of work you put in. You know, I'm not always happy with my publisher, but they might be doing the best they can, or it might be. There's always going to be a complaint from an artist about people's ability to make their artwork be visible. They might have a whack record and think it's belong on the radio or whatever. So,
what do you think about 360 deals? Because they didn't have that obviously back when Def Jam started, and now it seems like anytime artists get signed, they kind of push this 360 deal on you. And some people feel like it's the worst thing in the world. Whatever you do, don't sign a 360 deal. But if you hear it from the label's point of view, they're not really making as much money off of a record sale, so they're trying to figure other things out.
Yeah, but I think the important thing is that we have to learn about the 359 other degrees before we start taking pieces of it. It's good if we could help to facilitate their shoes, facilitate their license or if we create their TV commercial partnerships, if we have departments that reach out, and if we have an understanding of the industries that artists go in, and we can facilitate them, then it makes good sense. But if we just want to participate in all that profit without participating in the work to make that profit,
Right.
then I think the industry is in trouble.
So if they're putting together your tour, getting your music in movies, getting other opportunities for you, then it makes sense.
If you're
but
doing the
if they're just
licensing,
taking it from you.
That's right. That's my belief system is that you should know a lot about the different industries the artists move in, and that way you deserve your piece.
You got away from music altogether, right?
No, All Def Digital got ADD just passed 1 million followers before the end of the year, and it's growing like crazy.
You have artists signed to
I love Doughboy,
ADD.
by the way.
Oh, Doughboy's
Funny as hell.
Yeah, he's funny. There's a lot of growth there, and I go to work there every day. It's good because I got 13 or 14 movies in development, like God knows how many TV shows being written and stuff at HBO. I don't know how much is in development, but I can say yes every day at ADD. I greenlight something. Some young director, writer, comedian, artist gets to shoot what he wants to shoot, and we get to put it up, and millions of people see it. So that's the beginning of a whole new phase, that we could just create our own and create it at will, because I'm tired of waiting for people it's tough to wait. You have an idea, you start. I have a rap opera I've been waiting to make. Sticky wrote it. It's a great script. Michael K. Williams.
You said a
did
rap
it.
opera?
It's a verse. It's in verse.
Like
But
hip hop
it's a movie, Cain and Abel, about a cop and a drug dealer separated, and it's a great story where they come together and bring down a corrupt police force. And it's got a huge cast, and it's ready to go. And I've been waiting to make it since I moved to Hollywood 2 years. It takes time to make a movie. And I feel like, this whole idea, what I'm going through to get it made, jumping through the hoops, it's what I don't want to go through at my age. You know what I mean? And ADD is the beginning of me not having to go through that at all.
Is it hard to deal with the kids though? Because so do you think social media is messing up the way kids communicate?
No, I don't. I'm not one of those people that believe that social media is hurtful at all. I think problem solving is our new future in education, so that people can use all the information that they have. I mean, memorizing stuff that you can get out of your Google glasses is not as important as problem solving. Right. And creating. So innovation and art become more important in a kid's education than ever. Freedom of expression and ideas is important because you have information available. So I think we have to shift the way we educate kids. The Happy Vegans in the store, it's an easy way to change your lifestyle. It'll save your life. My book's about making people happy. All my books are about making happier, healthier, more spiritual lives. This is about saving your life, right? And the American government and the factory farming industry is poisoning you. And if you want to eat what you want to eat good, don't feed your kids that shit, please. Please change the way you feed your kids. Save their lives and save your own life too, but save their lives. So that's why I put the book out. All the money go to charity, as all my books always are used for philanthropic purposes. But the gift of this book is maybe to be part of shifting the consciousness of the planet, so we can save the planet and stop poisoning ourselves and abusing the animals. That's it.
And not only that, if you want a harder penis and you still want to sleep with beautiful women like this at 60 years old, eat vegetables.
And to make you taste better too, right?
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Russell Simmons. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in.